Season 2. That's right, we're back. The Demand Access Write Your Own Destiny podcast. The podcast where you get all the key gems of being successful. From people who are just like you and me. You'll be able to establish your own success. Today we have 3 special guests. These men were able to create a brand that people know worldwide. Let's see who it is.
What's up, everyone? This is the Demand Access Write Your Own Destiny podcast. And today is a very special episode. Well, first off, it's season 2, first episode, and I wanted to start it with a bang. So I asked my brothers to come through. Complex Ambition. These guys that went to high school with me. But I'm not going to let them, I'm not going to tell their story. I'm going to let them tell them for them. Let's get to it. First person we got, my brother Victor coming in. My brother Victor. My brother Eric coming through. And last but not least, we cannot forget the man right here, Marlon in the building. Come on, baby. Marlon's coming soon. Yeah. Yes, sir. We here.
Thank you for inviting us, bro.
Thank you for
God bless you.
No problem. Let's get to it. Starting with Vic. Let the people know who you are, what you're about, and what you're bringing into the world.
Man, shout out to everybody out in the world. I am Sound, a member, founder, creator, partner of all this, man. Complex Ambition. And, I'm just a piece of this moment, this movement, this establishment, this basically enterprise that we're establishing here out of the small state in the country, but probably amongst those with the highest ambition and, motivation that I've seen thus far.
Let me hear some, Eric.
I go by YI. YI, a question I asked God. That's how it started. Member, partner, proud to be part of Complex Ambition, something that's gonna, move the world, hopefully, as it's doing thus far. So I'm just happy to be here.
And I'm Marlon, also member, partner, brother from Complex Ambition, part of the movement, and just here to spread some positivity, man.
That's right. You guys are definitely spreading some positivity. So let's get down to it. What made y'all start Complex Ambition? Where did that come from?
Man, I would say it was just something that, we already had this sort of connection and, energy with us that kind of brought us together naturally. It wasn't like a sort of like, this guy said that this guy's cool, so go hang out with him. You guys should hang out. It wasn't like a set up sort of friendships. These friendships sort of like just came naturally and it became like a family. So, with that being said, it was almost like to be honest, like how, like people sort of establish, not gangs per se, but like cliques. And this was like our, sort of clique and sane and just like mantra. And from a young age, this was before, YouTube. This was just something that we knew that we were going to, sort of like name ourselves or just label it as this Complex Ambition. And then the first launching of that YouTube platform, it went under that name, and everything that we've done thus far, when people see us out in public, it's, you're from Complex Ambition, you're Complex Ambition, and it's like, it's amazing because it's not, it doesn't represent nothing negative. It's also because like they see the positive that's behind it. Oh, you guys do this for, you do, I saw your interview with this person. Oh, you guys do. And it's like all Complex Ambition, and that's what's amazing about it. And, it's just the beginning, to be very honest.
Yeah, absolutely. I can vouch for that, saying that, it started off as a friendship. It started off as a brotherhood of a few guys who really had love for each other, a deep respect for one another, and coming from where we come from, an ambition to make it out of where we're from, and not to make it out necessarily and leave it behind, but to make it out and to shine light back on it. And it started off as a mindset, Complex Ambition, within this brotherhood, and we put a name to it. We put Complex Ambition because we have that ambition, but sometimes it can get distorted along the path because it's difficult to accomplish what you want to accomplish, being of color in the city, with a limited access of resources. You know what I'm saying? So it was a mind state that whatever we want to accomplish in this world, if we have the ambition, nothing's gonna stop us, and it hasn't thus far.
Yeah, man. Just going off of what they said, it just started off as something that we just wanted to share our lives with people and just show them that, once you got that connection, that them brothers, sisters, anything can be possible as long as you support each other and you just continue going with that right mindset. You feel me?
Oh yeah, I feel you guys on that. You guys are definitely doing a tremendous job, and like you guys said, it's the beginning. I mean, it seems like you guys been doing this for like 10 years. You know, you guys are growing fast paced. I haven't seen that before. You know, I look
Yeah.
up to y'all. I mean, y'all hit that
Appreciate it,
YouTube.
brother.
Y'all mastered YouTube and social media, and you guys are just keep putting on and just keep bringing positivity. So you guys know this podcast is Demand Access, and obviously this podcast is for people to learn from the people that's on here. And to the younger generation that's watching this, these three guys, man, they're not just up and come, they're successful men of color, and they're doing it. And they came together and they figured out a way. So what steps would you take again to start Complex Ambition? Like if you wanted to show these kids, this is how you do it, this is the blueprint, this is how we're gonna do it, how would you tell them?
That's all, Vic.
Yeah, I could say probably one of the main things I would say is the stereotypical, at least in my eyes, like I've always heard it, but then when you actually enforce it in your own sort of way, you realize like, wow, this shit is like, this is real, like it really means something, and that's consistency. When you're doing something and you start something, especially the potential of, let's say, like a YouTube channel, and you create any sort of content, regardless of that, you want to build a following, right? You want to have, people who watch it, and they can't watch it if you only upload one video. You have to be consistent. You have to do multiple videos. Now you develop, let's say, a video a month, like we were kind of doing at first. It seemed like that, like it wasn't that frequent, and then being more frequent, more like, now to the point that if it's not one video a week, it's multiple videos a week. And sometimes, due to the way that, music goes now, it's randomly dropped. So sometimes with a natural reaction, we do the same day. So it could be, 3 days since the last video. So that consistency, I would say that anybody can, sort of apply that to their lifestyle, no matter what they're doing, whether they're, a physical trainer, whether they're a rapper, whether they're anything really in life. That consistency is going to get you somewhere, no matter what. It might take you somewhere past where you expected yourself, and then it's going to be like, damn, you might question yourself. Like we sometimes do, like you said earlier, like we reached this level of success so early. It's only been a couple years, but it's because of that consistency. Because people can't say like, damn, it's been 2 months and I haven't seen nothing about them. No, we're always like in people's like their feed, their timeline. There's always something with us, like, and that's that, consistency, that factor that you need, I would say, to be successful.
You want to go more?
Yeah. I'd say if you were to start, let's say, a YouTube channel, having to do with whatever, do it because of the fact that you want to, and also because of the fact that what you're doing, you enjoy and you love it. Don't do it because you're expecting money out of it, you're expecting recognition, none of that. It's one of those things where the platform works for you to spread awareness of whatever you want them to know about. And just one of those things where you want people to be there for you, for your character, just because they support you in whatever you're doing, not because of the fact that you're trying to go viral or you make this amount of money and you're trying to flaunt it, stuff like that. It doesn't work that way. Just do it because you want to and you enjoy it.
Yeah, I can definitely say that those are two keys: consistency and doing something because you actually love it. I would say to that, um, for me, it's being authentic and having a reason. Um, Complex ambition is authentic. It's deeper. It goes way deeper than what people see on the surface. Even the name itself, it's a deeper name. It's not guys in the cars react. It's not that. We're not labeling us as that. It goes much deeper, and it goes much deeper than what people can see because we know our potential, and we're gonna make that come about. Eventually, people will see that. So I would say be authentic, have a deeper meaning behind what you're doing. It drives me to to think outside the box, and every time we go through a hurdle or something that's difficult, you just reflect back on a deeper purpose and why you're doing that, and it reinvigorates your purpose, it reinvigorates your moving forward, and it keeps you striving.
That's damn. You guys are special, yo. I'm like, you guys
You
are.
dropping some
You guys
bars.
get it, man. Nah, you guys get it, man. You guys understand what it means to be successful. Like you guys been through it all, and that's you guys just gave a perfect answer to that. You guys listening? Hope everybody's listening to these three young men right now. They're spitting keys, some gems for y'all. Next, I want to talk about the sacrifices that you all had to make this flourish, to make this arguably like one of the best YouTube channels. Like, what was the sacrifices you guys had to make? I'm being serious, man. I've never seen y'all. I never seen this before.
We
Y'all
appreciate
putting
it, bro.
in work.
Yeah,
Y'all putting in work.
100%, man. I would say one of the key sacrifices has been, I think one that, especially recently, I've come to realize that it's key for every creator to sort of be willing to take that sacrifice, and that's like the ownership factor, like realizing your value, having to turn down maybe a couple, millions of dollars, whatever the dollar amount actually is, but having to turn down certain opportunities that might, either limit your creativity or take away from your ownership, whether it's licensing, publishing, these sort of deals, I think that, the sacrifice of that is like, you might be like, damn, I could be getting this. Damn, we could have got that money right now. But it's like, no, if you hold off and then you sort of steer more in the authentic route and you keep the content authentic, then the bag sort of say is going to be at the end of that sort of like rainbow. It's going to be the biggest bag ever. It's going to be worth it way more in the long run. You have, if multiple content creators you can learn from because of that, Joe Budden, Joe Rogan, to name a few, like they realize that, and like that's why they turn down a bunch of like small bags in the beginning when it comes to sponsorships and things like that. And now they're getting some of the biggest bags you've seen ever in the in this sort of like industry of music and media. And that's something that we sacrifice here and there, certain meetings early on, and even going forward, we just know like we know that our value is crazy. Like, so just having that sacrifice of like putting aside the mind, I guess let's get the money, and then just focusing on genuinely what you're doing it, why are you doing it, and then eventually that money's gonna come to you.
Sure, man, for sure.
You can
And
go,
that's
man.
what I noticed for sure. Before you pick up Eric, that's what I noticed about Victor. You touched upon on being authentic. Nowadays with this generation, I've noticed we're trying to chase the bag now. We want the bag now. We're not willing to just put in the work for 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. Everybody wants instant gratification, instant success. And we fail to realize it's never going to be that way. All the successful people have had to put in a lot of hard work, a lot of time in, and some of them are the best in the world, and they had to do the same thing.
Yeah.
I think even social media makes it so that we see these guys as overnight successes when they're really not, and they always talk about how it's not true, that they just rose from nothing and they're here now and they're prominent. That's not a
Yeah.
thing, man. It's very rare, man. We've been grinding hard and doing it for nothing, no money at all, for 4 years now. This is our fourth year, and now we're trying to be more business orientated because we're getting older, we're leaving, we're stepping outside of college. We have to make this our business now. We have to make sure we monetize this because this is going to be a real infrastructure down the line, and it is becoming that slowly. So we've sacrificed a lot. We've sacrificed some money because we realize that we shouldn't be selling out. We have faith in what we do, and we're gonna keep moving forward no matter what anybody says. You know what I'm saying? That instant gratification stuff, the quicker you get it, the sooner it leaves. And we know that the hard work that we put in, the real fans that we have, this ain't no fake fans that you buy or et cetera, et cetera. These are real fans who really support us, and we that's something you cannot get overnight. So we appreciate how the long run that we've had, and we're willing to go farther if need be. If it's gonna be authentic, it's all gonna be worth it at the end.
I mean, they said it perfectly, man. For me, like, the whole sacrifice thing, man. The biggest sacrifice is how Victor said earlier. Just letting go of all of the temptations that might come your way, man. At the end of the day, you gotta come back and remember that you started this because of the fact that this is what you like doing, and this is what you want to continue to do. And if you're doing this for the right motive, then you're gonna be blessed with many blessings at the end of the road. You feel me? So don't ever fall for the temptations because it's not worth it. Like you said, anything that comes too quickly, it goes quickly. So you don't want.
Exactly.
I like that. Yeah,
and
I
and
like
it goes
that.
and it goes back to again to like the purpose thing that we talked about. Once you realize your purpose, if your purpose was to get money from the beginning, you should have been getting money from the beginning. But it's been 4 years, and that hasn't been our purpose, so it hasn't deterred us. Our purpose has been to share positivity, to spread a light, and we've been doing that, and that's why we've been continuing to move forward. The money thing is secondary. You know what I'm saying? When the times go hard, you start thinking about again your purpose, and you see the purpose manifest itself through DMs that we get, through the messages, the emails that we get from these people, the letters that we get. That's our purpose, and that's what we're going to continue moving forward. And that's what I can say to any entrepreneur, anybody who's doing anything from the ground up. Realize your purpose. Why did I start doing this? If you're starting a business or whatever you're starting today, write it down exactly why you were inspired to do that. And then every time you go through something in life that makes you question why you started it, go back to that little thing that you wrote. I started it because of this and this, and go back to that and be reinvigorated and be re-inspired.
Oh, yo, I hope everybody's listening to this, man. These are some gems. I might need to grab a notebook for myself because this is crazy. I'm getting a lot of stuff right here.
Start writing down some notes.
For real, man.
That's great.
Y'all spitting this game. Everybody's listening, though. One thing I respect about, well, I respect a lot of things about y'all, but another thing I respect with you guys is when I look at you three, you guys look at each other and treat each other with the same respect. You guys look at each other as equal. You're a brotherhood, and you could just see the bond and the trust with y'all three. People who usually start like entrepreneurs when they go into groups. One person may be popping more than the other, and people start to get jealous, and it starts to break up the group. I mean, we've all seen amazing groups just break up because one person gets it all, and the last person probably doesn't get it. How are you guys able to maintain that and stay grounded and stay a team and just have love for each other?
Man, I guess, it's going off of just the natural energy, just speaking upon things when it needs to be spoken about, and just moving forward. Because we're at the end of the day, man, if we really want to break it down, like Eric was breaking it down a bit earlier, but we really don't get money from this. Like, we do a lot of copyright infringement due to the fact that we do a lot of, our main content is record labels. There's a lot of problems with that. They demonetize videos or monetize them, take money away from us. So, like, early on, since we haven't been like even having to deal with a lot of money like that, it's kind of like hasn't had to like make us have those comfortable situations, etc. But going forward and recently, like, we know that's bound to happen. So we've had certain talks, and it's just a matter of realizing that like, there's no sense of pride or ego. Like, if I were tomorrow to sign a random deal just for like an interview or something, I'm gonna share the money with my brothers. I've never felt like a sense of wanting to, be, I don't know what the word is specifically. I guess kind of like just sort of like greed. I never had a sense of greed and sort of like honing in on something. I'm just more focused on, if something works, it works, and do it this way, do it that. And then whatever comes from that, spread it amongst however. share amongst however, talk it out however, but never like deter away from, let's say, what's working or what is, has the potential. You've seen it with multiple examples, like you said. I actually analyzed it. Like you're right, because there's multiple groups. From let's say the Beatles, Slaughterhouse, rap groups. It always happens. But the thing is, I think a lot of them also are fabricated. A lot of them aren't from a sort of natural like sourcing. It's all like, oh, let's put these people together, let's do this, and let's make them this will work. Especially like all those Disney kids, like High School Musical, all these the Cheetah Girls, shit like that. That's all like, it's all fabricated and bullshit. But when it comes from three people who naturally were just those kids in school, that people would be like, damn, that motherfucker is different. He's different. Like they're different. And it's not like they're disrespecting, but it's also like they're intrigued. But they just noticed that those kids were different. Like, why are they so different? And then years later, now these kids have that, sort of different turned into, oh wow, they have a following from the world, and now it's being respected from the city that these kids were once those different guys. Now it's like, wow, they're the respected guys. Since that is such a powerful energy manifested at a young age, I think that going forward in the future, like it's incomparable. You can't compare it to like a Slaughterhouse or Cheetah Girls, like these fabricated sort of situations, because it's not fabricated at all. It's all natural. It's all just going through the actual motions of life and not trying to force nothing at all.
I mean, I'd say for us is easy because of the fact that we all went through the same shit. We all went through the same struggles. We know the difficulties that our parents went through, the difficulties we went through while growing up, and this all started because of the fact that all three of us were able to get together and like formulate this. And thankfully, none of us, like Victor said, are greedy. We're not selfish. We know that we started this because of the fact that we feed off of each other's energy, and that's what helps us shed the light that we do when we do. And it's something that we continue to do because of the fact that, like Victor said, money, it just never really crosses our mind when it comes down to that, because we never been that type of people. So
Yeah, I would say that the money is definitely a big problem when it comes to relationships, man. I think money really cuts wedges between relationships, and it's sad. But our relationships, man, are fortified. Like they're really strong because we were friends before anything happened. You know what I'm saying? And we look at each other's faces, and we know that we have to stay friends because we would look at each other with disdain if one of us were to like go off the track because of money. Like was like that's not our personality. That's not our like. We were very selective when we chose each other as friends. You know what I'm saying? Like so that was never like I don't know like that would never happen between us because we're not those type of people from day one. We would never let money get into the way. And but it just besides the money part, a lot of things do split groups up, and sometimes it's just life and how people live their lives and they transition into different phases of their lives. Like we're three college kids, we're transitioning to now being full adults, looking at life differently with different perspectives than we had years ago. So that might lead us to move different ways and do different things, and it's not because oh they had a problem with each other. It's actually because we realize each other's potential and actually realize each other's like value in the world, that they're supposed to go out and do that they're supposed to be here together, us doing this. You know what I'm saying? Like we have to let each other also move and not be caught up in what people might think. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what happened between those guys? They separate? No, is that we know each other's value, and he's more valuable doing that than he is doing this. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing too that is double sided.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely, I mean, I don't really work with a group myself. I kind of do everything by myself, but I do have my close friends, and they're part of what I do, but on the side. And you're definitely right. When you have the right type of friends, when you know who your group is, you know when you all gonna go with it. You don't have to worry about money and the group tearing up. You don't gotta worry about all that stuff because you guys know each other the best. You guys, you three all know each other the best. So you guys know what to do and what not to do. And that's another thing why I respect you guys, man. You guys just keep it professional. And just because you could just see the love within y'all three. Like, you could just really see it's just genuine. It's like you said, it's not fabricated. It's real. I would
and
think
we're
you
hard
guys...
on each other. We're hard on each other because of that. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't play no games with each other. If we have to say something to one another, we say it. There's times where there's friction and like, bro, like this and that. Me and Marloon may talk about Vic. Vic and Marloon may talk about me, so that they can come together and they talk to me, sit down, bro. I don't like what you're doing here. I think this, you know what I'm saying? Like, we're hard on each other as it should be. If we don't fortify ourselves, who's gonna fortify us? You know what I'm saying?
That's
Like,
right, man. That's another thing. You gotta keep your circle, man. You guys are a tight circle, so you guys understand each other. So me, growing up, I was trying to get the scholarship. I was clowned a lot. I was a class clown in high school a little bit. I was a class clown. I got made fun of. And I like what Vic said. He said, when they looked at y'all, they thought y'all were different. Like, but they gave you guys that kind of like hating, different. And then 5 years later, everybody loves you. And that happened with me. I mean, everybody thought I was a clown. And then when I came back, I was doing stuff like this and basketball and all of that. So how do you guys deal with that now? Like, all the fake fans, fake friends, all the fake, what I'm talking about. You guys know what I'm talking about. You guys definitely feel it, right? The same person that was making fun of you 4 years ago is the same person like, yo, come to my house and chill. Like, how you been? You know what I'm talking about? How do you guys deal with that?
Man, I'm not gonna lie, man. I love it. I love it because at the end of the day, man, we gotta be honest. It just confirms what we've been knew. You know what I'm saying? We didn't get caught up in bullshit, and look at us now. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of people that, being honest, they got caught up, bro. They got caught up. They're on some other shit, and God has everyone's, path, sort of sorted out. But at the end of the day, this was ours, and we knew that from a young age. We never, got caught up or, we never stir away from like, why are we so different? Wrong. We never sat around like, should we follow them? No, we were always like the guys, like we stayed our own lane. We became sort of like our own like leaders instead of being a part of this sort of crowd and this sort of pack mentality. And when you do that, that's when that sort of refreshing, oh, they're different. That's what they really meant to say. Because at the end of the day, we're all grown now, so there's a lot of people that do show that fake love, and it's like, at first I used to be like, damn, like what the fuck? Like, I don't even want it. But, I just take it with a grain of salt. And I, if they do want to maybe collaborate or do something, if they got a sort of connection, shit, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it to my advantage. And at the end of the day, they also get that sort of like, damn, these niggas might have just killed me with kindness. Like, they sort of get like that, damn, I was wrong all along. And it sort of validates to them, like, the fact that you're not supposed to judge people with this pre-context and sort of without knowing what's going on with them or what's deeper behind them. They just see the surface, and when you get that deeper level, when you scratch it and you see like, damn, there's more layers to this, then it's like, wow, I was wrong all along. And then that sort of might spark, that energy. I've had people that literally from conversations have been like, damn, you made me think different. You made me think differently now. And it sparks this sort of like, wow. And that's really interesting with us. The fact that we had that from a young age, and a lot of our fans say that all the time in the comments and stuff. It makes me really proud because it shows that, like we were saying earlier, that sort of authenticity. Because you can't fabricate this. You cannot like really create this like even in a lab. Like this is not like fake. You can't. So it's pretty awesome, man. To be honest.
Well, I mean, for me, it's been pretty easy. I've never really been social, you feel me? So I don't really pay mind to a lot of that stuff. And when it is presented in front of me, it's just whatever, man. I just go with the flow. I'm one of those people that I'm always analyzing. If what's coming out of your mouth doesn't correlate with your body language, I'm out. Like I don't entertain it. It's not needed. It's not gonna benefit me in any type of way. I'm sorry, but you just time is precious, man. You just keep it going.
Yeah, I feel you.
We all have like different ways of approaching it. Marloon is super like Like he doesn't want to be near you if he don't like you immediately. Sometimes that's backfired. Uh, Victor is not. Victor's very social and he's very loving and charismatic. And I'm more. I feel like I'm more in the middle. I don't like. If I don't like your energy, I don't like you. You know, like I've had people in the past that are just weird with me, and you were always weird with me. What's going on now? You know what I'm saying? I allow you to grow. I allow you to have time to grow and time to change, but you need to be vocal about that because you were once this way and now you're this way, and I'm not somebody who's gonna be used. You know what I'm saying?
Thousand.
So that's another reason as to why I'm a bit less social. Um, I hold a strong moral compass, and if those who are not around me abide by that strong moral compass, I don't want to be near you because I don't want to waste my time. You know, there's a lot of great people in this world. I don't need to be spending time with no fake people.
For sure, because a lot of fake people, they're usually the ones that bring you down. They usually
Yeah.
the
And they
fake people,
divide
they see
groups.
something.
Yeah.
They do. So, with Complex Ambition, what was the first video that kind of just like you guys were doing the videos, and then there was that one video that kind of just put y'all in the air, put y'all in the sky.
I don't know, man. It's hard to say. I mean, two significant ones. The first one, I think it was before our biggest one to date. But before that was Astro World. The Astro World reaction to this day sort of gets like that sort of highly acclaimed, and a lot of people still recognize us from that. I believe like it's like a 500,000 views, but our biggest to date by far, and I can probably say it's like amongst, if not the most viewed, amongst like the top 2 or 3 most viewed video on any reaction review channel. Like if you go to the most viewed, like ours by far, and that's the when we spoke about XXXTentacion passing away, and that's 4 million views right there. And I'm proud of that because that was really authentic, unedited. It was just us like pouring our emotions out, and we cried during that video, and it was just all like raw emotions, and people just connect with that, like that's the type of shit, to be honest, that people would like die to like invest in, and but at the end of the day you can't, because that's you can't fabricate that. That's all authentic. So that was bound to get that sort of traction. I remember when me and Eric, we were in a car in front of my house when we were noticing like, damn, this shit's getting mad traction, like, and we were getting emotional. We were like, damn, this video is getting so much love and so much views, like literally in a couple hours, and we were like, damn, this is incredible. Like, we couldn't believe it. And to this day we get messages daily of people who, literally, it's been 2 years, I believe, this past week that XXXTentacion passed away, and people connect with him because of that video. You look up his name, automatically that video comes up. It's like sort of a part of his legacy now, and we're proud of that. Because that's powerful, man. That guy, it was like the sort of like leader of this sort of like young generation. Like kids had this large cult following with him that was like it was crazy, almost like a Michael Jackson type of like kids would like die, like go crazy for him. And since that was what we covered and sort of got emotional about, and it sort of tied into that, those same cult following, and this dying sort of crowd is now tied with us as well. And it's a blessing from God, to be honest.
Sure. Blessings.
Yeah, no, the biggest video I'd say would be the Tentacion one. Just after posting that video, the amount of response we got, the amount of people hitting us up, telling us about their stories, about how he helped them, about how we managed to help them, them seeking help, all of them things. It was overwhelming, but at the same time, it was like it let us know that what we did really touched people, and that's what we were going for, because of the fact that, like how Victor said, it was 100% authentic. I mean, we weren't gonna fake us crying over an artist that we never even really met. You feel me? But the impact that this kid had on us was incredible, and that's not even mentioning how we were when we actually found out that he ended up passing away. Like that itself was, if that would have been recorded, probably like it'd be crazy.
Yeah, 'cause I think it was days later. It was days later when we actually sat down and were like, let's record this. But we were emotional day of.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We never want to capitalize off somebody's death and make a video and let's get some views. That's whoever comments that and things like that. You know, they gotta look themselves in the mirror because
They're sick.
you know, like that's sick, bro. Like, come on, like.
We should be winning a couple Oscars then if that was the case.
Yeah, 100%. Like
Jesus.
you go 20 years to acting school to do that one. Jesus Christ. But it was authentic, man, and like it really hurt really deep. And I think that's the thing with us. We're just really we put our emotions on our sleeves. You know what I'm saying? And fans appreciate that, and some fans hate that. And those fans who hate it probably, you know, they look themselves in the mirror and they probably hate themselves. They probably see that they can't, you know, have the courage to do that. And I think we stand for something like that. We stand for like those guys who are just unapologetic about what they do and what they say. Like every video that we do, we if we say some raw stuff, we be saying some raw things. We be saying like doing some raw things like a lot of times. So we never look back and be like, oh, I wish we'd have took that off. Like any guy, like any like stereotypical guy from the city will be like, I don't know about that video, bro. I don't want to release that because we're looking crazy in the car crying. But it's real. It was real life, and I think people deserve to see that because I think they can relate to it. Whoever's grieving right now, we grieve with you, and that's what people they look at that video as a way to let out their frustrations, let out their grief. You know what I'm saying through that video, and then they message us, and those messages, bro, like that's what has kept us going so far because those messages like they're insane talking about your videos allowed me to go through my depression, your videos allowed me to see light because I've been wanting to be I wanted to be suicidal. Some even parents hit us up, my child passed away, and I go to you guys' channel to look for some sort of entertainment, some sort of light, and like that's crazy. So if we're doing that just because we're being honest and we're being ourselves, and we're gonna continue doing that.
I like that, man. You guys always staying honest and being yourself. Well, how are you guys able to just stay yourself even with the success? Because like you said, you guys are honest, you're authentic, but you guys don't change. Like if someone watches your video and they see you in person, not 10 out of 10 times, you guys are going to be the same exact person as if you were being filmed all the time. Like it's just your regular self. Like how do you guys maintain that and not you know how some people, they get a little fame, they get a little fortune, they forget who they are, and you guys remain who you are. How are you guys able, like what steps do you guys take to do that?
Man, it's a good question. To be honest, I don't know if there's really any sort of steps. It's sort of just kind of like just doing it. Like, you know, if you struggle with doing that, then that's where the problem lies, you know, where, you know, you can be called out, the fabricated, you know, can be seen off bat. Like you can smell that shit from a mile away. Like if that's the case, then, you know, you're already heading down the wrong road when it comes to being a creative, when it comes to, you know, business, anything in life. Like when people can smell like that shit from like that far, my nigga, you gotta change it up. You gotta be like, oh, what are you doing? Like you gotta like kind of like reinfocus like yourself and be like, listen, what am I doing this for? Like okay, there's a cameras on or I had this meeting, but does that mean I have to change as a person? No, I just gotta be myself, right? Yeah, you be yourself always. And at the end of the day, that's what's got us so far. So why be different? If we were to be different, then that's what's gonna throw people off and be like, oh, like what the, like, you know. And personally, you have to look at it also like from the outside looking in, as if you're a consumer yourself. You know, if you're watching, you know, for watching fucking, you saw Will Smith, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, season 1 through the whole all the seasons, he was the same sort of like vibe and energy. Now, if you have Will coming out season 3, like talking crazy and like talking about like he wants to like be like a freaking like a white supremacist or some weird shit, you're gonna be like, what? Why'd they do that? Why'd they fucked up the script like that? Why'd they make the writing? And then you lose fans, you know, and that's just on written shit. So imagine in real life when people do that, you can spot that shit easily. So it's just a matter of just like I say, just following your gut and just like naturally going with the energy that you sort of wake up on that day. To be very honest.
Yeah, I mean, thankfully, bro, like we said, we didn't start this because we wanted to be famous. We didn't start this because we wanted the recognition. You know, none of those pleasures or luxuries were ever in our mind when we started this. It's just one of those things that we just do this on a daily basis. It's just us filming, us being us. So there's no acting, there's no nothing. So just going about it every day is easy. And honestly, at least for me, I forget. You feel me? Like there's times where I have people come up to me and they're like, oh, like, and I have to apologize because I'm like, bro, like, I'm sorry, do I know you? And they're like, oh, you're from Complex Ambition, right? And I'm like, oh shit, my bad, bro. I'm sorry if I came out the wrong way, but like, you just randomly, you feel me? Like, I be forgetting that that's what we do, so people are gonna recognize it. You feel me? And it just, I don't know, it's just one of those things where you just go about it because you're not thinking about it.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I don't walk around with that in my mind all the time, man. Like, if I did, I'll be pretty crazy. Like, that would drive you crazy. So, like, you just walk around and I don't know, man. It's kind of simple. Like, just don't think about yourself too much. You know what I'm saying? Like, just don't think. What is it they say to be humble? Is like not thinking less about yourself, but thinking about yourself less. That's what it means to be humble. So just being humble. You know what I'm saying? Like you literally provide a service, you put that service out, let people handle it the way they want to handle it, and that's your job, and that's it. You continue with your life. Um, and I also would say like we have our family members and we have each other, and we have to hold ourselves accountable. If one of us wants to act a bit weird, a bit funny, then we would be like, "Yo, what's going on, bro? With you? You know what I'm saying? You're changing up on us." And so I think that's another reason as to why we keep on our straight line. And although we every day is change, every human being goes through evolution, but it has to be natural evolution. And if it comes from the wrong place, we can tell easily as a group of friends, as a group of brothers who've been around each other for years. You know what I'm saying? So that's another reason as to why we stayed pretty consistent with who we are.
And staying consistent with who you guys are. You guys have had a lot of artists in your cars. And how do you guys, like, honestly, a couple of times for me, when I was, playing basketball, I remember when Reggie Miller was watching our practice for March Madness. I was geeked. Like, I was like,
Oh, yeah.
yo, like, this man's right here. Like, how do you guys remain, like, just, how do you guys prepare yourself, I would say? Like, how does that even happen? Like, what's, like, the steps to that even happening? Like, to get the artist in the car, and then you finally have him in the car, and you're sitting in the car with him, and then you're about to press the record button, and he's there with y'all.
Man, I think it's just a matter of everything that we sort of kind of said so far combined because of the fact that that's what's gotten us our attention. Actually having artists reach out to us because of the fact that we're so opinionated. We might say some funny ass shit, some wild ass shit, and it catches people's attention. We've had, literally a video, Sway Lee's friend sent us a video of him literally watching us on his phone. And I was like talking about him and his relationships and like something like that. And then Sway Lee was watching it and like, what? And like moments like that, like actually solidify you like, all right, you're doing the right thing. And what's the right thing? Just being yourself, being, funny whenever you want to feel like you want to be funny, being critical when you want to be critical. That's why Trippie Redd came and reached out to us. He was like, you guys really didn't like this album. And he kind of was like mad, sending us videos like as if like we were like his ex-girlfriend, like personal videos, almost like he was threatening us. Like this shit was like a scene out of like Goodfellas or something. I'm like, hold up. But then in that moment, I was like, let's make an opportunity out of this. Yo, what's good? Do you want to get an interview? Like, what's good? And then right there, in a matter of seconds, an interview happened on the phone. And then from that, an interview happened in person when he came to Providence. And that's all been, not chasing money, not chasing nothing other than just a relationship with these artists because we love these artists. We listen to them for real. We want them to be alive. We want them to be healthy. We want them to also create shit to the best of their potential, whether it's content-wise or whether it's quality-wise. And that's what we sort of base the reviews and the opinions on. And, a video doesn't have to necessarily have 1 million views for it to be being viewed by that artist or by an important person. And we've come to know that So we take every video serious because, these artists, they care about these opinions. They would pay for people to provide these opinions. And, Trippy gave us that respect, man, even amongst his friends. Like, he was like, these guys, they're really the real deal. Like, they review and they do this and they cover people's music. And like, no, for real, like he gave us that respect. Even when we said like, yo, that last album you did was trash. And like, we said that to his face. He doesn't care because he's like, damn. It's not another one of these motherfucking yes men around me. These are some real motherfuckers. Like, they don't give a fuck. They just keeping it real, and that's how you have to be in life. Everything that you do, you know what I'm saying? Whether you're a basketball player, whether you're a singer, anything that you do, you keep it real. And trust me, the connections you're gonna gain and everything that's gonna happen is just gonna fall in your lap, and you just have to act normal. Trust me. It's at first it's like whoa. Like when we did our first interview with the first artist, which was Cousin Stiz, like it was like nerve wracking, and it was like. The camera wasn't working and certain shit wasn't working, and we were like, God damn, what the fuck? This shit's gonna happen now. And it's like, oh shit, this is a shit niggas see in movies, and this shit's happening right in front of us. We're gonna fucking fail. Oh shit. And then it's like, hold up, you gotta sit back. You gotta be we got this shit. And then we talked to his manager, and he was a cool guy. We were like, oh, he's cool, so his friend, he's gonna be cool. And then he was like, he was kind of like antsy, but these rapper motherfuckers be smoking. So we were like, yo, you want to smoke, you can smoke. And he was like, all right. Then he had like a whole like way out lifted off his back. And he's like, oh, now I can smoke. So then in our mind, it's like we're smoking, but we're not smoking. We don't smoke. We don't do drugs. But now we can chill. And it's like, all right, because now he's chilling. So it's all about just being natural. And you get the best content, everything out of that. Because trust me, man, I was ready to run back to Providence when that shit started acting up. When that camera started acting up, I was like, oh, shit, this is our reputation. This is supposed to be amazing because it was the day his album came out. It was like it was supposed to be a thing, and then that shit happened. But God has His ways, man. It turned out being amazing. To be honest, that shit was a beautiful connection we gained right there.
Yeah, man. It's also about like when somebody is next to you, feeling weird or uncomfortable, you gotta like calm them down. Like at least one person has to be the anchor. I saw Victor, a little antsy, a little worried. I was, bro, calm down and talk.
That camera, man, that shit never acted. That shit started acting. I said, oh shit, today
of all
days.
Just knowing that everything's gonna be okay. When you're working with these artists, that these people are just normal people, just like you. There are people who come up to us and they think that we're celebrities. So imagine, we should treat the artists with the same way we see ourselves as normal people who do things in this world, and they're just popular for it, whatever. It really doesn't mean anything. What we do respect is their artistry, and what we do respect is their talent and what they've done for a lot of people. So we hold that in high regard. What should be read is never a matter of disrespect, because there's a way to say things if you want to be critical. Like I told him straight to his face, I didn't like your album, bro, because you could do better. You know what I'm saying? That's the way I think we should just approach these things. We started this because we love music, we love people, we combine those passions. And if we're working with artists, we want the best for them. You know what I'm saying? The best for you is that you're going to make great music, it's going to sell a lot, and you have a lot of people influenced by it. That's beautiful. So guess what? Stop slacking, stop being lazy, go in the studio, stop fucking around, stop taking these drugs. Whatever we have to do to help you, we'll be there for you. To the point that we're on a FaceTime with Trippie Redd, and Trippie Redd is hanging up the phone saying, yo, bro, I love you guys, this and that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's different. That's a different level of respect. That's, you can't buy that. It's only because you're authentic. So just always being authentic, realizing why you're there, and again, being humble and appreciative.
Yeah, I mean, they said it perfectly, man. It just comes down to the fact that knowing that they're no better than you, regardless of their position, regardless of their economic status. At the end of the day, we're all human beings. We're the same thing. And if you think about it, they're artists, but the reason that they have what they have is because we are the consumers and we're giving them that power. So if we're not doing that, then they ain't gonna be shit. So they should be appreciated at us. Now, but all jokes aside, though, at the end of the day, we're all the same people, man. We're all the same people.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we do the same thing. We breathe the same air. We eat the same food. We do the same shit. You feel me? So ain't nobody better than nobody.
Okay, so what do y'all think the end goal is for Complex and Vision? right? Because in the beginning, you guys started, and more started with, like you guys said, it was just you guys came together. You had this idea. Y'all made the idea. Now you've been doing it for 4 years now. You guys are graduating college, become adults. Now you want to monetize this. What is the final product of Complex Ambition?
Man, I don't know if there's necessarily a final product. I think the product is gonna, it's generational. I think it's gonna keep on continuing, like the legacy that gets created after this. Whether it's people we meet and sort of maybe hire, sign, and then like make their lives bigger, maybe bigger than ours, etc. Or maybe if it's our kids, or maybe it's our kids' kids. I think the legacy that this is gonna keep on building is gonna be that sort of end goal or ultimate goal. Because at the end of the day, man, like it's crazy. Like we all sort of have this energy of like, rest in peace, George Floyd, how his daughter was like saying like, daddy changed the world. Unfortunately he did change the world, but it was like through his, untimely demise. But everyone does want to change the world, right? For the better, at least. That's how we see it, for the better, positive. So there's dozens of different ideas we have, whether it's, we've spoken about like having some sort of like mental health sort of establishment and labels, and like helping labels with that, and sort of helping artists with their mental health, but like on a wider scale, maybe having staff teams of people that go to these artists' house and visit them, check on their mental health. Y'all, you doing okay? Because there's a lot of suicides happening, there's a lot of overdoses happening, unfortunately, amongst these artists at a young age. And these artists are artists that kids look up to and love, and we can't have these young, Generation Z millennials having these artists that they play every day in their headphones, but then the next day they hear that, oh shit, damn, Juice WRLD, he passed away. What happened? Drugs. And it becomes this sort of like every couple months, another one that needs to stop. So things like that, if we can sort of play our own part in that, and we tried our best recently, with Trippie Redd. Whenever we speak with him, we do take it seriously. And I think that's why he's sort of connected with us, because we're tough on him, even with his lifestyle, the way he behaves, things he does. So even if we do that, one artist at a time, one person at a time, I think that's going to be the ultimate currency of Complex Ambition. Like whenever they say net worth, I don't want it to be, based off the dollar sign. It's going to be change the world, love. They created something. It's going to be, something that's not that tangible, but something that makes people go like, wow, like think about way more deeper than, surface.
Based on impact.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The way that I see it is that there's not really like a set end goal for Complex Ambition. It's just an ever-growing empire. Something that we just want to have multiple branches of multiple things. You feel me? It's never gonna be like, okay, this is what we're gonna do, and this is what we're gonna end up doing the rest of our lives. Not at all. All of us have our own interests, and we have people that are with us that have their own interests, and they're part of it, and it just continues to evolve. You feel me? It's just a never-ending waterfall, pretty much.
It's like a fucking Pokemon.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I from day one, I wanted this to be an empire. That's why we never labeled ourselves as one thing. We are this whole thing, and people haven't seen it yet, but it's gonna grow. And the main thing we need to do is realize that our job is to be of service, whether it be Complex Ambition mechanic shop, or Complex Ambition training studio, or Complex Ambition dance academy, Complex Ambition, nonprofit organization, whatever. It's just an empire of different things that we're gonna work hard at. It's a way of life. It's a way of being, and life presents you different things to do as well. What's happening right now in this world, it's very tragic. Racism is being obviated more than ever, and with that, we have to take action. So you might see something that Complex Ambition is working on to take action through that. Maybe a nonprofit organization, maybe this and that. So it's never going to stop, because this world is never going to stop, and there are millions of ways to be of service to people. So whatever we're going to do, just know it's going to be of service to people, and it's going to be by the grace of God, man.
Yeah, man, that's what we all do. It's about changing the world. While understanding it's not about us, it's about everybody around us.
Yeah.
We got to spark that one brain, so that brain can spark another brain, and they can start spark another brand. Next thing you know, you just have everybody on the same type of time. And that's really what it is. It's just about bettering ourselves. And I think sometimes social media, we lose aspect on just trying to better ourselves to better another person and another person.
Yeah.
But with Complex Ambition, the Man Expo, all these things starting up, like I feel like we're trending in the right direction. I feel like we're heading in the right direction for Rhode Island. I mean, when you look at California, Atlanta, you know, all those Florida, all those places, they already had people that set that mark. But as Rhode Island being a smaller state, like you guys, what you guys do, you guys are putting a big stamp on Rhode Island and the music industry, and you guys are sparking other people's minds, and you're helping people with mental health, and you guys are just bringing everything together. And so that's just really special. You guys are really special, man, for real. Like you guys are really special. I might pay attention. Victor, you're always at the. I'm pretty sure you're at like every Black Lives Matter protest. Like I'm like, like you're always there. You're actively. I see you guys. You guys are actively tweeting. You guys are actively just trying to make the world a better place, and you guys understand that. And thank you guys for real. Thank you guys for letting these people know what it takes to be successful, how they can be successful, what they should do, what they shouldn't do, and how to just be authentic and be themselves. And you guys need to keep doing that. You guys are setting a great example for the young ones, a great example for me, for everyone, man. But we got a little quiz coming through, you know what I'm saying? Can't let y'all just go. Yeah, I can't let y'all just go. A little quiz, but you know, I'm just gonna ask a couple questions. You know, your hobbies and interests. So let's talk about music. All right, so just give me each of y'all top 5 artists right now. Starting with Victor.
Overall or currently?
Yeah, just your top 5. You're not, you know, actually, no, we're not even gonna do that. Who do you think right now is the best artist right now?
That's easy.
Yeah, I think it's Lil Baby. I think Lil Baby.
Right.
Lil Baby. Lil Baby's the hottest rapper, the hottest artist, the one that people care about the most. Like there's been a bunch of releases and shit. Like even Drake, even though that was sort of like a mixtape, throwaway, whatever, and it does have good music on it, obviously, because it's Drake. But even aside from that, like putting him aside, even like it's crazy to say, but yeah, you even put Drake aside, everyone aside, and Lil Baby's the one that I see. To be honest, girls post the most on their story. I see girls tweet their lyrics the most. I see random like memes go viral all the time, about Lil Baby, whether it's him with the weed smoking and like going like this with the weed, and like that's a trend, and like, or even like the 42 Doug whistle from the beginning of the song. Like people always tweet that now, like, oh, once I hear that 42 Doug whistle. So like, and especially because it speaks significantly of Lil Baby, because that's not even Lil Baby, that's his artist, 42 Doug. So like the fact that he makes his artists be a part of like one of the biggest songs or the biggest moments of the year in music thus far, and like it's correlated to the Lil Baby, and like it speaks volumes of his like influence. Like that guy's the truth, man. Like I think it's his year, Lil Baby.
I agree 1,000%.
Everybody saying Lil Baby?
Rapper right now.
Yeah, Lil Baby, man. Lil Baby, I was on him since the moment I heard that nigga's album. I said this is the best album of the year so far, and I fell in love with it. Even the way he conducts himself, I'm really a fan of. He's really authentic. I like what he does for his artists. It's just true. I like it a lot, and his authenticity goes a long way. So, and people see that shit. So, Lil Baby, man, 100%.
Yeah, man. Even with like when it comes to
the one to take.
Say it again.
No, I was gonna say, do you think he's gonna be the one to take the mantle? Because Drake. Everybody knows
Kendrick's
Drake. He's
coming.
been popular since we.
That's the thing, man. It's crazy. I don't know, man. Music is different. Like, I don't know if there's like I see sort of like people create these sort of like charts and memes online of like, oh, then who's the next 3 headed monster? Like aside from Drake and Kendrick and Cole, who's next 3? And they say Uzi, Lil Baby, or something. But I don't think like it's not comparable. Those artists are like so different. Like they really are, respected lyrically. They also can cross, sort of like genres if they need to or want to. and they're just so big. Like they're almost bigger than their music. Like they're literally superstars. Not saying that Little Baby and them aren't, but it's like is different, man. I think that everyone has their own lane, and I think that they acknowledge it themselves as well. To be honest, like I don't know, like they respect. First of all, these artists, Drake, Cole, and Kendrick, they keep up to date. Like people would be surprised. Jay-Z, they're all up to date on music. Like they're just like us. They might not be in the car reacting, but trust me, in their head, they're reacting to music every week. Like they're in tune because they also want to realize, like, damn, what's out there? Where are the kids like it? Because they maybe want to, work with them, or maybe just know that they're doing the right thing. All right, my shit's different, so I know I'm doing the right thing. Whatever the case might be, they're still in tune. So, I think that them, they've been respecting, like, these people who have their moments. Roddy Ricch at the end of last year and sort of the top of this year had a moment. And he's still amongst, I would say, like, you could say top two, Lil Baby and Roddy Ricch still. But Lil Baby right now has this sort of momentum. Like Eric was saying, even with his authenticity, like even with his drug use, like sort of explanation, he literally said it. He was like, yeah, I have taken codeine and stuff. I'm really not addicted to it, but I've taken it. Sometimes it helps me with my creativeness. And like he's being authentic, like he's not trying to like be skewed with it, because a lot of these rappers, like, they do drugs and they don't talk about it, or like if it's in an interview, like they say they don't do it, like, or like if they say they do it, they try to make fun of it, like, yeah, I do that shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, my nigga, be serious about this. Like, you do drugs, why do you do it? And like Little Baby already has explained that multiple times, and I just respect the man. Like he's really good, man. He's really good, and something that helps him, I would say, is just his personality and everything around him. Even like his girlfriend, everything around him sort of like trends and his people love. And when you have that, man, you just gotta keep going. It's crazy, man. It's you can't even speak about it. Like it just happens naturally.
Yeah, it's tough. I think it's tough to say who's gonna have the next moment. Yeah, it's really tough. We got a lot of people silent in the back. A lot of OGs that haven't come forward, and you would have thought that they would have came forward a long time ago in respect to what's happening right now in the climate of the world and climate of the U.S., but they haven't. That makes me believe that something is coming from a lot of these guys, and it's just because we didn't expect this from Lil Baby himself. This song, what I'm saying, this past song. This song is the anthem at the moment right now. So these younger guys, I think the younger guys are just proving themselves the most. So we might see the next big star coming from the younger guys, and not the older guys, because the younger guys, like, they want to prove to the world, in my eyes, that they got something to say too. It's not just a bunch of mumble rap.
Yeah, and I think it's just like, because I've had moments where I used to be like that, and like, oh, I know who's next. And the last time I said that shit, the motherfucker failed me, and I swear to God, it was Chance the Rapper. I told myself, I was like, yo, I was like, when Chance, I thought he was gonna be the biggest like rapper. I swear to God, I literally said it. I was like, yo, Chance, like, these mixtapes, these are amazing. Like, and I love the way he rapped. And I was like, and he's also a nice guy.
Yeah.
If he really goes hard, he could be bigger than Drake. Like he might be the next one.
He got married. He got married,
and a lot of shit was, musically he's not as respected as he had potentially to be. But that goes to remind you, like, maybe we shouldn't think that way. We shouldn't think like who's next or who's whatever. Yeah. Just let the shit happen. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's hard to beat Drake. Like, it's hard to beat. You can't beat Drake. You you can't beat Kendrick. Like when he drops, you can't. Like when Cole drops an album.
Even Drake, he's losing steam. Cole got backlash like crazy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
this year's
Giants are
interesting.
losing it. A little bit, at least a little bit.
This year is interesting. I think it's one of the most interesting years in music in a while.
Definitely.
General.
I haven't seen that many albums come out. But yeah, I have not seen Nav, Lil Uzi. Yeah. See, those are my guys, Lil Baby. Like, I like them three. Gunna, I was a little.
Who's your favorite?
Oh, honestly, Lil Baby's hot, but Lil Uzi, man, there's just something about his music. Just, I don't know what it is. Like, I connect with it so well because I don't know. I was weird. I'm a weirdo. I know I'm a weirdo. And so, like, I'm a weirdo. I know I'm a
You be doing
weirdo.
acid? You be doing acid and shit?
No. I don't do no drugs. But what I'm saying is just like the way he raps. Like I remember there's one song, "Secure the Bag," and he said they thought he was. I forgot. I was like they thought he was messed up, but he really wasn't. He was just being himself. And now all the fame came. Now everybody wants to come to him now, and I was just like I connect with him and just like his beats and everything. And then
He's a
Little
rock
Baby,
star.
Lil Uzi, and Nav too. I like Nav
Ooh.
because his last album was pretty good. I ain't gonna lie. I like this last album. I like
you're lying.
We're critical of Nav. We're critical.
I like
Oh,
Nav.
for real?
I like Nav. He's not
You
bad.
like Nav, Marlon?
I like Nav.
I was a
Yeah.
huge Nav fan when he came out. Like
When he
loved him.
first
Oh
started,
yeah, when he first
I
came
was
out,
like,
he was
damn, this nigga's different. The SoundCloud shit. I'm
But
like,
what's
damn.
the appeal for Nav now? I can't find it. I find him annoying. What's the? I want to know. What's the appeal as a fan
For
of
me,
Nav? What's the appeal?
I think it's his. Like I listen to Nav if I'm going on a night drive. Like if I'm driving on a highway, like his music, that's his type of music. Like it's like you're just driving on a long highway, and it's just very calm. Because his voice is so like he has that. I can't even explain his voice, but it's
Can
just
you give me like an
calm.
example of like a lyric or a melody?
Eric doesn't like.
I like the song. I like the song "She Hurtin'."
So how does it go? Like real quick, because I'm trying to envision like his voice with the drive.
I don't really know the lyrics like that. I just know the. I don't. It's just mad weird. I can't really. She and I don't know. I don't know. It's just like and he's just good. I just feel like his melodies are good, but you just gotta like get past his voice. I know his voice does get a little annoying sometimes. It does get annoying, but when you just start listening to his lyrics, it's just like he just calms you down. And I can't forget Young Thug. Like Young Thug, he's just
the GOAT.
Yeah, he's the GOAT. That's one person I know. Like if you really want him to try, like if Young Thug really tried right now, he would by far. Like Slime Season 1, by far one of the greatest.
Last year he had my favorite album of the year, So Much Fun. I love that album.
So
you know what I'm saying? And he was reporting the other day like a song about like the police, like fuck the police, some shit. I was like, damn. So if he's just dropping shit, it might be his year too. Again, like fuck the police. I heard that shit. I was like, damn, this nigga gonna come with these melodies.
Definitely, man. You know these artists. Like you said, these artists, these young artists, man. They're up to something. They're up to something. That's why I'm a little nervous. I'm just a little nervous for Cole. I'm a little nervous for Drake, Kendrick. I know that they're just on. Yeah, but they're at like the upper echelon. They don't really gotta worry like that.
But when you're up there, you gotta always deliver. That's the problem, and you gotta deliver 1,000% better than you came last time. I don't want to say it, but I fear for Kendrick. I
think he's scrapped. I think he's scrapped.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying on that one, man. I get what you're saying. The light just went off on me. We good though. Nah, I get what you're saying with Kendrick because like he hasn't really. I mean, after good Mad City, I kind of stopped. Honestly, like that was it for me. I was like, yo, that album's fire. I don't really need to listen to anything else. Everything else after that, huh?
What if he comes back with Pimp a Butterfly too? What do you mean?
Kendrick, I
don't know. I think he kind of just. He's been on this, you know, he's been making money. He's just been chilling. Like you can't just like him is different. It's been a while.
I think he doesn't stop working.
Yeah, he's not like
he's gonna hit, man. He's
gotta be doing. I don't think he's gonna hit like he used to though. Not like he used to.
He has to though. God damn.
Because it's interesting.
You know,
man.
it's like what I'm talking about. Like if Meek Mill drops an album, like it's still gonna hit. Like you're gonna be like, yeah, this joint's hitting.
Because if
Meek Mill drops an album,
the thing if Meek Mill flops, it's okay. It's Meek Mill. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But a person like Kendrick or J. Cole, look at J. Cole right now. Like J. Cole's getting crucified.
Yeah, I don't even know what's the situation with that. Can y'all give me an explanation on that?
Rick, you want to give him the whole
no, because I'm on the same boat. I don't.
I have no idea what's going on with that.
Man, it's a real interesting one. It's just a matter of, you know, obviously right now the timing of everything, the sensitivity is at all-time high. Like, you know, you say anything and, you know, people are going to hold you to that. Like, what? What the fuck? Like, we've had so many artists just tweeting shit, saying shit, Terry Crews, Idris Elba releasing a shirt. Every day is something happening, and J. Cole. People like first of all, random drop. People were like, "All right, random J. Cole song." Even we said it like on the phone. We were like, "Hold up, this nigga just dropped some shit. This shit gotta be crazy. This shit gonna be the revolution is here. Like it's gonna be. We're ready."
Yeah.
Because that's what we kind of need. Not us per se. I don't need shit. All I need is God. I'm gonna wake up. I'm gonna be fine. We'll figure it out. But people in general, they need that, right? Because like, not everyone is that like that. People rely on music to like lift their spirits, and they want that shit. And J. Cole has a large fan base, and girls love him a lot. Like he has like this. He's J. Cole. So this song drops, and is a song that has nothing. It's not really revolutionary. It's more of like a personal, his sort of like open-hearted, and like vulnerable to the fullest. Like just talking about how he doesn't feel like a revolutionary, or like he doesn't feel like he can step up to that sort of plate right now because he doesn't feel like he just doesn't feel that. Like he's not that. People see the zeros, the money. They just J. Cole, but he just doesn't feel that. And he singled out. Basically, majority of the song, especially from the beginning, it was targeted toward this female no name, and she's actually a rapper out of Chicago. And how he was talking about, oh, I saw this girl's tweet and this and that, and like how it made him think about his own stuff, etc. And there was a tweet that she put out specifically talking about how like a lot of these artists' whole discography is about Black plight. Like all their music is about the pain of Black people and the pain they suffered because they're Black people. And like from Kendrick, like it's stereotypically, you already knew who she was talking about. Kendrick Cole, you already knew, because she's not talking about fucking Nav. She's not talking about she's not talking about DJ Khaled. She's talking about the main people. And she's like how these people, that's their main discographies, but they haven't said a word. They haven't said shit. They haven't even tweeted. They haven't said nothing. So then J. Cole saw that, and he was like, oh shit. And I guess he felt some type of way, and he put it in his music. And people just backlashed him because they were, first of all, confused as like, why didn't he drop a song about revolution? Like this is different. And it's also not like a single that you can play. Like this is not something that you can just. It's not like the Little Baby song. This is not that. This is something that you're gonna listen, digest once, and you're gonna analyze, and you're gonna be like, damn, you're gonna feel how you're gonna feel. Some people feel like, damn, he's vulnerable. That's real. But then, especially the majority of the girls, they feel like, damn, why is he coming at this beautiful woman, this Black queen? Because No Name has also been like an activist right now in this time. So it's like people are like, why is he coming at her? Like she's helping a lot of us. Like how does he needs help? He's J. Cole. Like what he needs? She needs to help him. So it's just this whole confusing, like sort of like tornado. And like her thing is like, there's people still being hung every fucking week. There's people dying every, like this shit, the mission does not stop. Well, why is J. Cole doing this? And like she even responded again, and she made like a diss song. And then today I guess she tweeted like she apologized for making the song. But it's like, it's just crazy, man. That's why we were sort of saying like, it's crazy like this year of like this sort of these artists, like I don't want to say the demise, but I just want to, I guess, like a different layer that we sort of don't see. Like, we had this expected release by J. Cole, The Fall Off, this album that was coming, and it was supposed to be like a political statement, like a thing. But then this is the first song he drops. And it's like, oh, this has nothing to do with The Fall Off. This is just like a loosey, no explanation, but then he provides explanation afterwards. It's interesting. I think it's just a dope like thing to analyze and like sit back and take in more than anything. Because if you indulge in it too much, you're gonna drive yourself crazy. Because at the end of the day, it's kind of pointless. Like the man just did what he wanted to do. She felt some type of way. It's whatever. Like it's not like a rap beef. Like people are sort of making it, but it makes sense because they're both rappers. But that's all it really is. But obviously it's J. Cole. Because imagine if Kendrick did that. Like these are just like big names. Like J. Cole hasn't said. Well, he went out to a protest, so we gotta give him that. He went out to North Carolina. You saw him out there, but he hasn't like really posted or said something. So he did it through his music. So the fact that he did this has made people like, oh shit! Like it's been the talk of like the past 2 weeks in the music industry.
Yeah, wow. Yeah. I would say like we definitely broke it down in our videos. I think we have 2 videos on it. One where we address the song, J. Cole song, and then one where we talk about No Name's Diss. And it's a great conversation. You guys can check it out there, and it's just speaking on how I think society and we're consumers of hip hop, we're just waking up to realize like we need our big figures to stand up for something. You know what I'm saying? And if we don't have them, then who do we have? And I think that's what's happening now. I think hip hop is slowly gonna start having more acts and rappers that are more socially conscious and there for the people, because like in times like these, we need them. You know what I'm saying? So I think people just felt a little hurt that somebody looked up to, J. Cole, first of all, put himself to be so vulnerable, and secondly, didn't really give us anything that we can consume. So
Marlon, you got something?
I was in the same boat with you, bro. I wanted to know what was going on. You feel me? I heard
Why?
the song and everything, but I still didn't understand what the whole issue was. I don't know, like,
watch your
That's why
videos.
no,
I stay off of
I
Twitter,
was,
yeah.
I was still on like, I'm like, yo, like, why are they really coming at this man for just putting his thoughts out there,
I agree.
and then she drops a diss, and then the next day she's apologizing. If you're gonna apologize the next day, what the fuck you dropping disses for? Just, you feel me? Just have a conversation between y'all and figure it out. Fuck whatever anybody says.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know?
definitely. That's right. Jeez, you guys just gave me the whole rundown. You know, I might. If anything happens in rap, I'm just calling y'all. I'm not even going to Twitter.
Shit.
I'm just going straight to y'all.
Don't ask us about what happened today, because that's a whole other news that came
Oh
out today.
man.
Wait, what?
Today's news is crazy.
Oh, but we got
I'm gonna have to wait on that one. Wait, what happened? Is it something I missed?
Drake banged Alicia Keys, bro.
Wait, what? Wait, hold on. We might.
Thank you. We really appreciate us being on season 2 premiere.
Yes, sir. Thank you,
We
guys.
appreciate you, Will.
Let's go. That's for a different. That's when I go on their show, everybody. That's when I go on their show. We'll have that conversation. But
Shit got crazy.
everybody, thank you guys for watching the Man Access Right Your Own Destiny podcast. We have Complex Ambition. You guys did a good job. Thank you. Really, I'm not for real. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for coming on here and just spitting your game and just helping all the people that watching us become successful. You guys have anything you want to say to the fans? Let them know right now. Your Twitter, Instagram, say whatever you want.
Man, everything at It's a Vibe for the personal and Complex Ambition for everything else, man. I would say, especially because I know you have a lot of local people who watch, so I would say, man, remember that, you might be from Rhode Island, the smallest state, but don't let that defeat you. I think I see a lot of that. That's kind of like the trend, like, oh, I got to get the fuck out of here. Like, no, you have to realize, like, if you make it here, you can literally make it anywhere. Look at all the shit that we've done, all the fucking connections we made, all the people we've met, and we barely have left. Like, the biggest shit that we've done thus far was in our city, like with Trippy, and like, it speaks volumes. People try to be like sort of like small fish in a big ass pond. Like, let's go to New York, let's go to California, when you can be the big fish in the small pond. This is the smallest state, so be the biggest star in it. Like, accomplish it, influence people, build a team, and then launch from there.
I'd say, whatever dream you have, go for it. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise. Always continue to chase what you want to do. Do it because you love it. Don't do it for any other motive, especially money. At the end of the day, if you're chasing money, you're gonna end up probably hating yourself because you're gonna end up doing something you don't even fuck with. Especially if you're from Providence. Something that my philosophy's always been like, I want us to be the reason why, just Rhode Island gets recognized, and I'm always here to support anybody that comes out of the city. We're all together. We're all a big family. You feel me? So know that y'all got our support. You feel me? As long as it's some positive shit. Some negative shit, I'm sorry, but but yeah, man, just keep it pushing. Don't let any negative shit stop you.
No, absolutely. I would say, we represent the city. We want to represent the city, and I think we're trying to do our best at it. Anybody out there who needs any help at all, if we can provide it, we're here for you. So don't feel afraid to reach out to us. If people, there's gonna be a couple, like, Victor's more social. If you want to reach out to Victor, reach out to Victor. But if you find that me and Marloon are a bit more in our shell, whatever, also don't feel afraid to reach out to us. we just approach things differently, and we just approach things differently. So don't feel free to reach out to us, and we're here to help anybody who's out here trying to make something positive. You can follow me at Even Better Still and Complex Ambition, everything else.
Bow. Let's go. Thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Well, I'll see you guys next time. But thank you guys for watching. And Demand Access Complex Ambition. Keep going and let's get to it.